Imagine you're 17, live streaming your favorite game, Geometry Dash, for hundreds of viewers. You're Zoink, and tonight, everything changes. Zoink's stream was going great. He just banned a troll for spamming racial remarks, and switched to a new level called Exasperation. Little did he know his life was about to take a terrifying turn. Enter Apple_big_boy with a strange message. I found a very weird level about you, 1160439990. With over 800 viewers chatting, Zoink missed it. Until a $3.50 donation caught his eye. A mix of curiosity and skepticism, he read it out loud. Bro, what? Is it like Alan Cummings again or some shit like that? If so, I'm not playing it. But sure, I'll try it, whatever. Zoink exited his current level and keyed in the ID. The level's title? Zoink Suck Co. C. Bro, this fucking name is insane. How is this shit even still up? Like what? He muttered. To avoid any potential bans, Zoink turned on his Barbie screen before diving in. What he saw next made his blood run cold. There it was, an explicit, high-quality image of him, performing unspeakable acts, his real face, which he had never shown anywhere, plastered onto the screen. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the hell was that? Zoink screeched, visibly shaken. Apple, what the fuck was that, and how the hell is it even up on RobTop's servers? Panic set in. Zoink got up, checked his windows for stalkers, and quickly reported the horrifying level. Should he call the police? His mind raced as chat exploded. Guys, I'm not even kidding, that level was me. Like me, main using a fucking... He cut himself off, fearing a YouTube ban. The chat went wild. What? Bro, what the fuck? But you're literally not even an adult yet. Ayo, what? Tef, this is definitely a skibbity moment. Ayo, what? Zoink banned Apple for his own safety, but the fear lingered. Guys, I'm not joking when I say this. Do not play this level. This level literally is fucking porn of me! With the chat in a frenzy, Zoink knew he had to act fast. He called the police, but stopping the person behind this disturbing act became his new mission. His identity, his safety, his life, everything was on the line. Zoink's nightmare had just begun. Stay tuned. Fade out music.
Alright folks, buckle up for the ultimate showdown you never knew you needed. This is going to be one for the history books. A clash of titans like you've never seen before. Shrek's Jim Gaines versus Harry's Toilet Troop. Ready? Let's dive in. So picture this. Shrek, our beloved green ogre, has decided to transform himself. He's been hitting the gym with a vengeance, and the results are nothing short of spectacular. Our favorite green ogre has been hitting the gym hard. 6 weeks, no breaks. We're talking about intense weightlifting sessions, grueling cardio, and a diet plan that would make even the most dedicated fitness enthusiasts proud. The dude's got muscles on muscles. His biceps are bulging, his abs are chiseled, and he's got the kind of strength that could rival a superhero. Shrek is no longer just an ogre, he's a fitness icon. And Donkey? Well, Donkey's sporting a fresh, low-taper fade, looking fly as ever. He's been Shrek's biggest cheerleader, offering moral support and keeping the mood light with his endless jokes and infectious energy. But wait, there's trouble in the swamp. Just when things were looking up, a new threat emerges. The peaceful days of Shrek's swamp are about to be disrupted in the most unexpected way. Enter Harry Potter, but not the Harry you know. This isn't the boy who lived. This is a rogue wizard with a mischievous glint in his eye, and a plan that's as bizarre as it is dangerous. This Harry's gone rogue with a skibidi toilet army, and they're ready to flush out Shrek for good. These aren't your ordinary toilets. They're enchanted, mobile, and ready for battle. Now Shrek ain't no ordinary ogre anymore. He's transformed into a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned with. His training has paid off, and he's ready to defend his home with every ounce of his newfound strength. He's shredded, he's jacked, and he's got a plan. Shrek isn't just relying on brute strength, he's got strategy and determination on his side. He's ready to face Harry and his bizarre army head-on. As Harry sends his 69,420 skibidi toilets charging in, Shrek just smiles. He knows he's ready for this. The toilets may be many, but Shrek's resolve is unbreakable. He's been mewing, y'all. Yep, that jawline exercise thing. It's not just about looking good, it's about building strength and confidence from the inside out. And guess what? It works. Shrek's jawline is sharper than ever, and it's giving him an edge in this battle. His confidence is through the roof, and he's ready to take on anything that comes his way. Shrek's mewing game is so strong, the skibidi toilets start disappearing one by one. It's like they're being erased from existence, unable to withstand the sheer power of Shrek's transformation. It's like magic, but way cooler. This isn't just a battle, it's a spectacle, a display of strength, strategy, and sheer willpower. Shrek is showing us all what it means to truly transform. Poor Harry, he's losing his mind. His plan is falling apart and he can't understand how Shrek is managing to defeat his enchanted army so effortlessly. He tries every spell in the book, but Shrek's gains and mewing are too much. Magic is no match for hard work and dedication, and Harry is learning this the hard way. Donkey's cheering from the sidelines, hyping up his bro with that fresh cut and all. He's been there every step of the way, and now he's watching his best friend triumph in the most epic way possible. In the end, Shrek stands victorious over a sea of vanished toilets flexing those massive biceps. He's proven that with hard work, determination, and a little bit of mewing, anything is possible. Harry? He's left scratching his head, wondering what just happened. His plan has failed, and he's left to ponder the power of Shrek's transformation. And Donkey? He's already planning their next adventure, something about a new gym routine and maybe a spa day. He's got big ideas, and he's ready to keep the momentum going. Who knew gym gains and mewing could save the day? It's a lesson for all of us. Never underestimate the power of self-improvement and a good support system. Only in Shrek's world, folks. This is a place where anything can happen, where the impossible becomes possible, and where heroes are made in the most unexpected ways. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more epic showdowns. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Until next time, stay swole and keep that jawline sharp. Later, Gators. Keep pushing your limits and never stop believing in the power of transformation.
Ehi gente, avvicinatevi, perché ho una storia per voi. Vi presento Abdix Def Giaiklmnop Krstuv Gixians, 1.264.872.329.678.912. Sì, provate a dirlo velocemente 5 volte. Quest'uomo asiatico di 43 anni ha deciso che era ora di darsi una rinfrescata al look. Quindi, naturalmente, va a Cockburn Town, la capitale di Turks e Caicos, per un taglio di capelli sfumato. E poiché nessuna avventura è completa senza amici, si è portato la sua combriccola, Alberta Scopamolto, Mackenzie un Troia Jackson, Diddy Drake Fregami e uomo asiatico carbone Bevicazzi 94 settilioni. Lo so che squadra, eh? Entrano quindi dal barbiere, pronti per il nuovo taglio. Ma le cose prendono una piega inaspettata. I suoi amici, da vere leggende quali sono, iniziano a defecare sul pavimento del negozio. Di classe, lo so. Il barbiere, fuori di sé, li caccia via più velocemente di quanto possiate dire Abkdev Giklmnop Krstuv Vixians, 1.864.872.329.678.912. Fuori, il nostro eroe inizia a prendere in giro i suoi amici per essere stati così cattivi, ma allo stesso tempo eccitanti. Ora, dopo la debacle dal barbiere, decidono di andare al TikTok Ritz Party per rimorchiare tutte le ragazze di colore presenti. Ma, con loro grande sgomento, scoprono che tutti alla festa sono più interessati a Five Nights at Freddy's. Niente Gyats in Mouth, ragazzi, solo delusione. Fallita la missione rimorchio, finiscono in qualche modo arrestati per disturbo della quiete pubblica e atti osceni in luogo pubblico. E cosa gli danno in prigione? Fagioli. Un classico. Uomo asiatico carbone Bevicazzi 94 settilioni, che non si tira mai indietro, scorreggia così forte da essere lanciato nello spazio, per poi schiantarsi su Sedna, un candidato pianeta nano a 140 miliardi di chilometri dal Sole, che scorreggia potente. Nel frattempo, Diddy Drake Fregami riceve fagioli overclockati da un'altra guardia e finisce per scorreggiare fino a 5.432, l'Elea Kuonua. Un oggetto transnettuniano estremo a circa 195 miliardi di miglia dal Sole. Ed ecco qua, gente. Dai tagli di capelli alle celle di prigione e alle scoregge spaziali. Absce Devgiklmnop Karstuv Xians, 1.264.872.329.668.912 e la sua banda sanno sicuramente come rendere una giornata interessante. Non dimenticate di mettere like, iscrivervi e magari pensarci 2 volte prima di mangiare fagioli. Ciao!
Abdefki Klumnokrastuvsians, or Andy as his friends call him, craved a fresh cut. Needed one, actually. His hair was like a jungle, man. Andy's crew, equally hairy, equally desperate. First, there was Bartholomew Big Bart Bartholomew. Then came Carlos. Don't forget Dwayne the Dwayne Johnson Jr., no relation. And finally, the quiet one, Earl Earlson. Spring break in Cockburn Town, baby. Time for adventure. And haircuts. Mostly haircuts. Next, the barber, a burly man named Brutus, beckoned. His voice boomed through the chaotic barbershop, cutting through the noise like a knife through butter. The shop was a whirlwind of activity. with clippers buzzing and customers chattering. Andy sat, described his dream cut. Simple, clean. He wanted a fade, nothing too fancy, just a neat, professional look for his big meeting tomorrow. He gestured with his hands, trying to convey the exact length and style he envisioned. Big Bart, however, had other plans. He launched into a Shakespearean monologue, praising Brutus's clippers as instruments of the divine. His voice echoed dramatically, drawing the attention of everyone in the shop. It was as if he was performing on a grand stage. Carlos started beatboxing, loudly. The rhythm filled the room, adding a surprising musical element to the already chaotic scene. Customers started tapping their feet, some even nodding their heads to the beat. The Dwayne? He whipped out a microphone, doing a play-by-play of Andy's haircut like it was the Super Bowl. His commentary was enthusiastic, describing every snip and clip with the excitement of a sports announcer. The shop buzzed with energy. Earl just hummed along, oblivious to the chaos. He seemed to be in his own world, completely unfazed by the pandemonium around him. His calm demeanor was almost comical in contrast to the lively atmosphere. Brutus, not amused. Out, all of you. His patience had worn thin. The once bustling barbershop fell silent as he shouted, his voice filled with frustration. One by one, the customers and performers filed out, leaving Brutus to finally focus on Andy's haircut. Dejected but determined to salvage the day, the friends stumbled upon a flyer. TikTok Riz Party. It was the perfect opportunity to turn their luck around and maybe even impress some ladies with their personalities. They quickly decided to attend, hoping for a night of fun and maybe a bit of romance. They spent hours getting ready, picking out their best outfits and practicing their moves. Confidence was high as they imagined the possibilities. Perfect. Time to impress some ladies with their personalities. Big Bart attempted a viral dance, failing spectacularly. His moves were more awkward than impressive, and he ended up on the floor, much to everyone's amusement. Carlos tried rapping, his rhymes tragically offbeat. His performance was met with polite smiles and a few chuckles, but it was clear he wasn't going to win any rap battles that night. The Dwayne, in a misguided attempt at flirtation, started challenging everyone to arm wrestling contests. His strength was impressive, but it didn't quite have the romantic effect he was hoping for. Earlson, bless his soul, just stood there, filming it all on his flip phone. He captured every awkward moment, every failed attempt at impressing the ladies, ensuring they would never forget this night. No Riz was acquired that night. Despite their best efforts, the friends left the party feeling more awkward and out of place than ever. But at least they had each other, and the memories of a night that didn't go quite as planned. After the TikTok debacle, a misunderstanding involving a plate of nachos, a very aggressive seagull, and a policeman named Officer O'Malley landed them in jail. The seagull had swooped in, causing chaos, and in the confusion, the nachos went flying, hitting Officer O'Malley square in the face. Jail food, it turned out, did not agree with Andy. His stomach rumbled, a low growl that quickly escalated into a symphony of interstellar flatulence. The beans and mystery meat combo was a recipe for disaster. Andy's discomfort turned into a spectacle. His friends watched in horror and amusement as he began to glow green, surrounded by clouds of noxious gas. It was as if his body had become a portal to another dimension. The cell shook, lights flickered. A strange portal swirled open in the corner, revealing a bewildered-looking alien family on vacation. Turns out, Andy's farts were a delicacy on their planet. The aliens, with their antennas twitching in excitement, couldn't believe their luck. They had been searching the galaxy for this rare treat. The alien family, dressed in what looked like intergalactic Hawaiian shirts, stepped through the portal, eager to meet the source of their newfound delicacy. Who knew? Freed, with a signed napkin from the grateful alien family, they walked into the sunrise, bonded by their shared weirdness. The aliens had even left them with a promise of interstellar friendship and a lifetime supply of alien snacks. They walked into the sunrise, bonded by their shared weirdness. Maybe haircuts could wait. After all, how many people could say they had interstellar friends and a story that was truly out of this world?
Hello, Earthlings. Call me Abdefgai Kumnopkerstuvjans. It's a family name, a long one. Most people just call me ABC. Except my friend Quentin, he calls me Alphabet Boy. Quentin's a bit of a card, he collects rubber chickens. Don't ask. Today I was on a mission, a low taper fade. My usual place was closed. So I ended up in Cockburn Town, Turks and Caicos. Don't ask. I brought my friends, of course. There's Quentin, obviously. And then there's Esmeralda. She communicates entirely in dolphin clicks. Don't ask how we understand her, we just do. We piled into Quentin's car, a lime green gremlin with fuzzy dice and a bumper sticker that read, "Honk if you think I'm sexy." People honked a lot. The engine coughed like a chain smoker with a bad cold. We lurched toward our destination, a barbershop called Sheer Madness. The name should have been a warning. The barbershop was an experience, to say the least. I mean that in the sense that sticking your head in a blender full of angry bees is also an experience, albeit a rather painful one. The air hung thick with the scent of aftershave and an underlying current of fear, mingling with the sounds of clippers and chatter. The barber, a man named Brutus with biceps the size of watermelons, eyed me with suspicion, as if he could sense my apprehension. Perhaps it was my request for a low taper fade that threw him off, or maybe it was Quentin who was trying quite unsuccessfully to teach his rubber chicken to sing opera. Or perhaps it was Esmeralda who was having a very loud and animated conversation with a potted plant. She swore it spoke fluent dolphin, complete with clicks and whistles. Brutus strapped me into the chair with a firm but surprisingly gentle touch. His hands, thankfully, were gentler than his appearance suggested. He started clipping my hair with precision. Just then, Quentin's rubber chicken launched into a particularly screeching rendition of Figaro, causing heads to turn. Esmeralda, convinced the plant was harmonizing, joined in with enthusiastic clicks and whistles. Brutus stopped clipping mid-snip. He turned to me, his eyes narrowed, filled with a mix of confusion and curiosity. "Brutus, are they always like this?" he asked, his voice a low rumble. "You have no idea," I sighed, feeling a mix of exasperation and amusement at the bizarre scene unfolding around me. We got kicked out of the barbershop. No surprise there. It was bound to happen sooner or later, given our track record. Esmeralda was still convinced the potted plant was the next Pavarotti. She even started singing opera to it, hoping it would sing back. Quentin was trying to convince Brutus to let the chicken audition for his next haircut. He swore the chicken had a talent for styling feathers. I was just trying to salvage what was left of my dignity, and my hair. The mirror was not kind, reflecting my worst fears. We wandered down the street aimless and slightly dazed. The city felt like a maze, and we were lost in it. That's when we saw it. A flyer plastered on a lamppost. It was bright and colorful, catching our attention immediately. TikTok Riz Party. It sounded like the perfect antidote to our barbershop trauma. A night of fun and distraction. We were promised clout, fame, and maybe even a decent internet connection. The allure of social media glory was too strong to resist. What could go wrong? Oh, sweet summer child, I was so young then, so naive. The night was just beginning and we had no idea what awaited us. The party was being held in someone's basement. It looked sketchy, but we were desperate for a good time. It smelled like stale pizza and broken dreams. The kind of place where hopes go to die. A group of teenagers huddled around a phone, their faces illuminated by the cold, harsh glow of social media validation. They were in their own world. They looked up as we entered. Their expressions could only be described as mildly disgusted. We were clearly not part of their clique. We did not, it turned out, have the Riz. We were out of place, out of touch, and out of luck. Section 4. Incarcerated Antics. The police arrived shortly after we did, something about disturbing the peace, and possibly impersonating a mariachi band, don't ask. We were bundled into the back of a police car. Quentin tried to bribe the officer with a rubber chicken. It did not go well. The cell was cramped. The air was thick with the smell of despair and disinfectant. Quentin entertained himself by making shadow puppets with his trusty chicken. Esmeralda, bless her soul, tried to teach the other inmates dolphin. They were not impressed. I sat on my bunk, contemplating the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. It was then that Quentin turned to me, a mischievous glint in his eye. "You know," he whispered, "they say truth is stranger than fiction. I should have known then that things were about to get much, much weirder." Section 5. The Great Escape and Other Gaseous Matters. It all happened so fast, like a whirlwind of chaos and confusion. One minute, Quentin was explaining his elaborate plan to escape using nothing but a rubber chicken, a roll of duct tape, and the power of positive thinking. He was so confident, so sure of himself. The next minute, a spaceship materialized inside the jail cell, defying all logic and reason. Don't ask, it just did. It was as if the universe itself had decided to play a prank on us. A beam of light shot down from the ceiling, engulfing Quentin and Esmeralda in its ethereal glow. They were floating, ascending. It was like something out of a sci-fi movie. Quentin, ever the showman, gave a final wave with his rubber chicken as if to say, "See you on the other side." Esmeralda, ever the optimist, gave a farewell click to the bewildered inmates, her eyes sparkling with excitement. And me? I was left standing there, utterly dumbfounded, alone, in a jail cell. The silence was deafening, with nothing but the faint smell of burnt toast and a profound sense of bewilderment. Oh, and the fart. Yes, the fart. A truly epic fart that seemed to echo around the cell, a fitting soundtrack to the absurdity of it all. It was almost poetic in its timing. It was then that I knew. In that moment of surreal clarity, I was destined for a life less ordinary. A life filled with unexpected twists and turns. Or at least less ordinary than being left behind by your friends who just got abducted by aliens during a jailbreak attempt orchestrated with a rubber chicken. But that's another story. One for another time, perhaps.